Hello! Welcome to Imp3, where I give my impressions on retro Japanese import games that I keep buying on impulse, after playing them for at least 3 hours. Today's game is Universal Nuts. Released for Saturn exclusively in Japan on December 18, 1999, and later ported to the Japanese PlayStation 1, Universal Nuts is a solid mystery and sci-fi visual novel. It doesn't break any new ground in its genre, but it does have an unexpectedly high production value. You play as two cousins traveling on a small spaceship for a summer vacation. A sudden meteor shower forces them into an emergency landing on another ship, where they find other survivors who also sought shelter there. Together they need to figure out what caused the meteor shower and why the ship is deserted. Before long, they're being attacked by an unknown assailant, and finding out who it is becomes their top priority. It's not a game that takes itself too seriously though. There are plenty of moments that made me chuckle. The first thing that caught my attention when starting the game was the production value. Most of the scenes are static images, but instead of a simple background with character portraits or the repeated stock images so common in visual novels, this game is packed with anime-style art that could pass for screenshots from an actual anime series. The developers clearly took pride in this. Your save file tracks the percentage of images you've seen, and the manual even encourages you to try to see them all. On top of that, every single line of dialogue is voiced. The protagonist's inner monologue is text only, but whenever a character speaks, you get to hear some genuinely talented voice acting. I can't really judge Japanese voice work on a technical level, but to my ear, it sounded excellent. The game also has an information database packed with lore showing that the developers had a clear vision for their world. You don't need to read through it to follow the plot, but it does add extra weight to certain events and twists once you understand how they fit into the bigger picture. That said, most of this world building feels like it's there just for flavor. I wish the story itself had drawn on it more, since the game ultimately leans harder into its mystery side than its sci-fi side. Speaking of things that aren't so mysterious, the fees you pay when using our proxy service. At Negai Japan, we keep pricing transparent through the entire process of buying Japanese treasures like this game. Check us out at negaijapan.com.
やはりダメです。何度コールしても船内からの返答がありません。
Like most visual novels, there isn't much to do besides choosing between options at certain points. For most of the game, your choices either lead to a game over, move the plot forward with no extra frills, or unlock bonus scenes that don't change the outcome, but flesh out the characters' personalities, backstories, and relationships. It's only in the final stretch that your choices really start to matter, determining, for instance, the fate of certain characters. The manual claims the game has multiple endings, but with no dialogue skip function available, I didn't feel motivated to replay it and chase the others, especially since the differences don't seem to be that significant. Being a retro visual novel, it should go without saying that this game is text-heavy and has no furigana. The opening scene alone, an auto-scrolling wall of text loaded with sci-fi terminology, makes it clear this isn't a game for beginners. Even with voiced dialogue, following the plot can be a real challenge. So, unsurprisingly, I'd only recommend this one for advanced learners. Some of the plot twists were easy to spot coming, and I do wish the story had leaned a bit more into its sci-fi side, but overall I had a great time following it. The unexpectedly high production value was a very pleasant surprise, and I enjoyed the humor too, especially from the punk character, who started out as my least favorite and ended up becoming my favorite by the end. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, the nuts in the title doesn't mean actual nuts. It's used in the sense of crazy or eccentric. If you made it this far and want to see more games like this one, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I keep buying games on impulse, so there's always something new on the way. A like also helps more people find the channel. See you on the next video.
今から逃げても炎に追いつかれるわ。
もうダメだ。爆発したぞ。
89、90、オッケー。